hang a left out of here and we'll go down toward Wolf Creek, down toward the dam.
That'll work. Clear right. So last time I drove this thing, you were sitting like over on the floor.
Yeah, I was on the floor the last time we done this and holding on for dear life. So I thought somebody's gonna cut donuts on me, but we didn't. So
I thought about it. These seats are nice. What do they come out of?
these come out of a 2011 Dodge Caravan. This was the second row stow and go seats.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you showed me earlier how they all folded up and folded flat and all that.
Right.
We can demonstrate that a little bit later again, but
Right.
that's pretty cool.
That's kind of a neat idea. I kind of stole the idea about on the seats from my wife's vehicle. She's got one of the Dodge Grand Caravans, and
Gotcha.
the more I looked at the seats, the better I liked them. So go to the local salvage yard and we come back with a set. So
This sit good.
we did about a 4-hour round trip, and me and my son did, going to the last Jeep meet we went to,
Right.
and I had no problem with it. So
It drives good.
doesn't do too bad for something that's been hacked together. So
Well, for a hack job, it sure looks awful clean. Well, the cleanest builds I've come across yet.
we're hang a left here and then an immediate right, and that'll put us back on course.
Clear right. And left.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we'll go right. And for people, everyone on the channel, where we're headed right now, we're just about 5 or 6 minutes from Wolf Creek Dam here in southern Kentucky, right at the head of the Cumberland River. And this will be Chuck's first official road test on it since the great sitting in the floorboard fiasco struck last fall. So.
So what's the fastest you've had it so far?
It's exceeded the posted speed limit on the interstates. I'll leave it at that.
I got you.
On our last trip, when we went to the Jeep meet up next to Louisville, Kentucky,
Yeah.
we were on I-65 running 72 to 74 mile an hour running with traffic. So
Not bad.
in fourth gear. So
Yeah, that's right, 'cause you got to do a re-gear on this thing.
yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But
Yeah.
it's geared for the engine and the tire size and the differentials. We're geared too high.
Yeah.
But I mean, for around local driving, it does fine, like what we're doing here. But a re-gear is only going to help it. So
Yeah.
geared it a little too high on some of these roads here if you don't have your ground speed built up. So
That's what I was noticing. Like I'm in between third and fourth right now. It's like it's wanting something a little bit different.
I usually drive like this. I usually leave it in third.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little engine really likes to run
It likes its RPM.
Yeah, it likes somewhere between about 1,800 to 2,200 RPM. Is where this little engine really.
We're
really
sitting
loves
at
to run.
18 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
and it's usually you're Cadillacing along like I usually do, right about it through here. So.
All right. Yeah, I was noticing third gear is like fourth gear wanted to lug.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
And that's on a diesel. It's not good to lug them. I mean, they don't like to lug. I mean, they want to run. They like some RPM behind them. So, and it doesn't hurt them at all. So,
Big little store.
Oh, it's got plenty of torque. I mean, you don't have to wonder if it's got the power. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Well, I can't go into that when we do our head-to-head competition.
Right. Yeah.
4.0 against your little diesel here. But I got to do a rebuild on mine first. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. Yeah. It would be embarrassing, honestly, probably.
Yeah, this one's only advertised. I think this one's only got 19-to-1 compression. I think.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, my number 6 has 3-to-1, baby. Yeah, my number 6 cylinder is pumping oil past it and everything.
And for those on the channel, if you're wondering where we're at, we're down here, like I said, on Highway US 127. We're in the southern portion of Kentucky, south central portion of Kentucky, right on Lake Cumberland. We're fixing to pass the Lake Cumberland entrance to the Lake Cumberland State Park, and we're currently en route down to Wolf Creek Dam, as we talked about earlier. So,
yeah, I think one of the times I was in, one of the times I was in, we got your buddy's truck back there. He brought me down the dam checking it out.
Right. Beautiful drive down here.
Oh, it is.
Of course, I feel blessed. This is home to me. So.
Yeah, well, I think as we've talked before, I got family from deep up eastern Kentucky.
Right. And of course, all my mom's family's down from your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Where you're at, you know. Matter of fact, you worked with some of them in the past. So.
Yeah.
Small world.
Sure enough. Yeah, my mom's family from way up in Appalachian.
Right.
Appalachian, say it right.
Yeah.
We get mugged.
Well, this geographical area is home to me. This is where I grew up at, right around in this area. So it's
beautiful country.
Yeah.
Even up around Hazard Hyman, where my mom's from, it's such beautiful country up there.
Right. You know, it was almost 4 years ago that we did our first video on the rolling chassis.
What?
Yeah. It was October of 21 when you came up and we did the first chassis, when you come up to pick the transfer case up I got for you.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Actually driving in there.
Yeah, right. So.
Yeah, that third gear is a sweet spot right here.
Yeah. And like I said, and we'll talk more about it when we do the re-gear. It's just going to help that out. So, and I'll talk more about that, about our where we're at gearing as far as RPMs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, for just around here, if I was never planning to take it out over the road or anything like that, drive to some of these events like I have, I probably wouldn't mess with the re-gear, but it's only going to help it. So.
It will.
But yeah, we're about 1,500 miles in on the build since we've actually put it on the road. So
it's like you said you went to Louisville. That's a pretty good little trip from here.
Yeah, it was about a 4-hour round trip. So
I almost said Bowling Green.
Cave City.
Cave City, that's it.
Well, our first show was an hour east.
Yeah.
The Cave City event that's about an hour west. And like I said, the last event that we went to, it was a 4-hour round trip, about 2 hours there, about 2 hours back. And it's done well. It's had a couple of really good shakedown runs. So.
Now, I had Bowling Green stuck in my head because LS Fest was this past weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a big draw every year. So
I didn't go this year. But last time I'll go up for the off-road stuff. I mean, I love the drag racing, don't get me wrong, I love it.
Right.
But past couple of years, the off-road event stuff, it's just been slacking. So I wasn't going to eat up because everybody out there, I actually work a real job, so I got to take PTO time, So, I didn't want to eat the PTO time to go up there for another event that really wasn't all that eventful.
Right. Which the last time you were up, we did the Cave City event, and that was a really good time.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I'm down for that next year.
Oh yeah, I'll be back for it. The North Bullet event that I was at up next to Louisville, it had a decent turnout, and there were a bunch that were from the Cave City event. So.
And you've got here a local event coming up pretty, what, next month?
Yeah, October the 11th, we'll have our inaugural event, and I'm sure we could probably sneak a link or something into it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that graphic, turn right out here.
Yeah, left right here.
Yeah, that graphic they're using to promote. I mean, if they're cool with it, I can get that just how I drop into my Facebook and do a little promotion, maybe get a little hustle going on down here.
There you go.
And we're gonna be there, so come on down.
Now we're coming up. This is what you're looking at now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the headwaters of the Cumberland River. This is actually Wolf Creek Dam. You'll see when we come around the bend here, you'll actually see the dam itself. There's Wolf Creek Dam.
Yep.
And this is known as Holcomb's Landing. Here is what this is known as. So, about 10 minutes from my house here, so yeah. I'm blessed to be right here in the middle of it. So.
Where's a good place to park?
Just anywhere you want to go up here. So here we are. We've driven down here. The little diesel sitting there running at 185 degrees on the ticker. Good idle, good warm idle. We're now at 31 psi.
And
idling
RPM is about 800 RPM,
yep,
something like that. 186 degree temp, 31 psi. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for it to run any better.
No.
I mean, it's just so.
We're running an aftermarket Amazon 4-liter radiator in it with the electric fan on it, and I've got a 200 degree switch, kicks on at 200.
Yeah.
It's kicked on one time all summer. I was beginning to think that the switch was broke, but it wasn't. It just runs that cool. So
even sitting in traffic, it's never hit?
No. I mean, we ran all the way to, like I said, we ran 4 hours round trip, a mixture of regular highway and interstate driving, and it averaged about 186, 188 degrees the entire trip.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Where'd be a good place we can do a walk around?
Right up here in front of this rock wall. That's where I did the pictures. That one picture you see me post all the time.
Yeah.
It's right up there. That's where I did it at. Got Tickle. We was up here getting pictures. Me and my son were, and there was a guy pulling out up here, and he was honking and waving and giving the thumbs up and everything. So. There you go. Anywhere right up in here, we're out of the way that way. All right.
So we're going to do this little walk around here, and Jeremy is going to tell us about the engine, the combination he's got put together on it.
Okay, so again, this is the little diesel YJ. It's a base 1993 YJ. Started life as a 4-liter 5-speed rig with a factory 307 gears. In the project, I wound up, this is a frame off resto mod, like we and Chuck were talking earlier. This project started back in 2021 when we did the first video on the rolling chassis. It started with a frame swap.
I had just totally blows my mind. I'm not going to go into too much detail with it. We're talking about doing a head-to-head. It's not so much as a good friendly competition. Well, it still will be, but regardless, it's a camaraderie thing. You've got to give each other crap. It just is what it is. But what's really all about is for the audience, you guys who want to do the comparison between, hey, this thing right here is build versus a 4.0 5-speed.
Right.
Now, the bigger of the two engines that Jeep came with, or the YJs, really it's going to be like an apples-to-apples comparison as to the performance difference. We're going to have the same gearing when it's all said and done. He's going to go to 373s. We're going to have the same gearing. Of course, I'm going to have the 4.0 5-speed. His has got the 5-speed with the diesel in it. So it'll be, and I've got 35s on mine. He's running 33s, but I've got a set of 33s. So I'm going to put my 33s on it. We're going to do a head-to-head competition. And I tell you what, that'd be a great thing for you guys to drop in the comments.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to see he and I do as a head-to-head competition to compare what the 4.0 5-speed would do against his little Kubota? I know some of you got to get some crazy stuff out there. Now, we'll take it to a limit because we're not tearing stuff up for it.
No. But we want to know what you guys want to see.
I think it'd be awesome. I mean, it'd be a lot of fun. He's got a place where we're going to go. And we're just going to do like, crawl competition, how much when would mine ball down versus his and all kind of fun stuff. Just give us some ideas down in the comments what you would like to see he and I do head to head. Because we're going to have the same gearing, same tires, same transmission. So it'll be a really close comparison.
Everything the same with the exception of a 4-liter versus the Kubota.
That's all it boils down to.
Yeah, that's what it'll come down to.
I mean, his is base model, shelled out, mine's shelled out, so there's not really that much of a weight difference.
No.
So yeah, give us some comments down below.
We want to know.
Give us some ideas.
We want to know what you guys want to see, and that's what led us here today. You know, you shot me a text message last week with a screenshot. You know, people want to see updates, and that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Right.
So you guys give us some ideas in the comments. We're gonna have some fun with this. So let us know. So, wheel time?
Wheel time.
Wheel time.
Wheel time.
After you drive it for a minute, you kind of get the feel for where the clutch is grabbing. Because it's really different from the 4.0 as to when the clutch is engaging and you get that power band pulling into it. It feels so different from the 4.0s.
Yeah. You can literally put this thing in first gear at an idle, ease off the clutch, and it'll go on its own. So,
yeah.
I mean, it'll idle between 9 to 11 mile an hour on flat ground.
Well, it was one day I was playing with it up here in the shop. You just got out, it just we had four-wheel drive. And chug. Well, you sent me a picture of it climbing the hill.
Yeah, I'm right there. The overlook. The hill there at the shop. I don't know what the degree of incline is, but I took it in 3 varying stages. Put it in low lock.
Yeah.
And put it in first gear, and it idled. I never touched the gas, and it idled up from the shallowest portion to the steepest portion, and it never chugged. So.
Oh, and I was there too riding around. I went down to that little park right there.
Yeah.
Neat little area down there.
That down there would be the Wolf Creek National Fish Hatchery, as well as Kendall Park. It's a recreation area. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful area. And like I said, this is the headwater of the Cumberland River. So. Now
there's a little story behind the Wolf Hill Dam as far as flooding down into Nashville and all that.
Yeah. It's one of those that if something happened to the dam here, Nashville will be flooded in just a matter of hours. So.
I'm a certified scuba diver. So.
Yeah. Holding a lot of water back. Now, one thing about it is you can put in here the headwaters up here, and you can navigate all the way to the ocean from here. Now, this will take you down to the Rayman Road. That will take you all the way down to the river.
Oh, okay.
It's just a ramp down there. Is all this boat ramp. Nothing really to see. It's just a river itself.
Okay, yeah, this is where I went down to that day.
Yeah.
Just got out and walked around.
Yep.
Deer.
Yep, full of them down here.
Deer jerky. Oh, speaking of, I was checking the cards this morning while I was getting bored. Matter of fact, there's deer right there.
Yep.
So I was waiting for two more. And the card that was in one of the game cameras was a nice 8-point on it.
I've not got the camera over here. I mean, it's full of them down here. Like, of course, they have not a care in the world.
Nah, they know they're safe.
But yeah, it's that time. Fall's coming. Our archery season just opened up here in Kentucky this last week. So.
Let's see, the 26th.
Right here.
Opens muzzleloader for us.
Our muzzleloading season kicks in the weekend. Hang it right here.
Yeah.
Kicks in the weekend after our youth season.
Yeah.
Then we get one weekend. The first weekend of muzzleloading season. Then we'll have a reprieve, and then our fall modern firearm season will open up. And then once it's over, we'll go back into archery until the late muzzleloading season in December. So then we get a week in December. Kendall Park Recreation Area is what this is.
Okay. Yeah, the fish hatchery, when I was out here riding around, I started to go into it, and it was closed when I got down here.
We got a lot of neat exhibits in there. It's a good place to stop meet if you're down here when they're open.
Oh, really?
I know the guy that runs it, real good guy. And this, of course, this is the ramp that puts you in right here, and then there's another ramp on down into Rayman Road.
You know you drive a Jeep when you look at a hill, you got the urge to start climbing it.
True, very true.
I'm looking over like, yes. I like them little places like that to eat.
Our tourist season's coming to an end. The last official big weekend was over this last weekend. That was a poker run weekend on the lake, and that kind of wraps up our tourist season for the year. And then it'll kick back in about Memorial Day weekend next year. So.
I keep looking at them trucks right there like I want another one. Like a full-size Yukon or Suburban. Do I want like a 04 and under?
Right.
With 8.1 Allison transmission?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, they don't even put the fuel mileage on the sticker on them anymore.
They don't need it.
No.
But
Don't make you cry.
But they'll pull anything you hook onto.
Oh, yeah. Make a 6-liter look like a V6. So.
Yeah. Little ones.
Yeah. Come down here late at night, and I've seen as many as 30 and 40 deer down through here. So,
really?
Yeah. Of course, this is all lit up at night down through here.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's embedded down like that constantly. Beautiful, beautiful area.
Back in there. Crazy, I can't find my keys, but I can spot a deer back in the woods.
Right. Mom and a couple of more little ones.
Yep. Heck, Dad and I was up on a farm the other day, and I was finding deer poop in the woods.
Yep.
And I've got a Bluetooth thing on my keys, so I can't find them. I hit my little app on my phone so I can find my keys. But I can find deer poop in the woods.
All right. Tells you where your priorities are.
That's right. Yeah, I'm in second gear right now. It's pretty much driving itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I got just 1,500 RPMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cadillac's right along. I mean, I've run the wheels off of it. Because I'm like you, I work a real job.
Yeah.
And I've still managed, since we put it on the road, I've still managed to put about 15 going on 1,600 miles on it so far. And, you know, the more I drive it, the better I like it.
Yeah.
You know, with the exception of what we talked about on the re-gear, I mean, I'm well pleased.
Oh, wrong gear. Driving through here made me think, you know, I've always got, my squirrels were always going all the time.
Right.
And I'm thinking, hey, you know, it'd be good to make a video. Why do you want to buy a Jeep? Like right now is a perfect example. Beautiful weather right now. It's not hot. Top off. Well, you got the safari doors on it.
Right.
And it's just so chill, so relaxing.
Like I said, we drove 4 hours round trip. You know, don't have the top on, which this is it's a hard top full door rig.
Yeah.
And I've still, the hard top is still, I've still got some work to do to it. And the full doors have got to be coated. But,
yeah,
you know, I've ran it all summer, just like you see here. And like I said, it's relaxing.
It is.
Me and my son, of course, I've got twins, they're 16 now, boy and a girl, and my son, it's kind of me and him thing. We'll get out if not a whole lot going on. Me and him will just jump in the Jeep, take a ride, it's one of those deals.
Yeah, when my boys were at home, we did that a lot. We just get in the Jeep, take off and go.
Right. And like I said, unless you had like a convertible car or something like that, it's the next best thing. Well, it's actually better in my opinion, because you don't care where you go in this.
Exactly. And not really, dissing or disrespecting. It's like, there's people who love their fancy paint jobs and stuff like that. I've always been a rat rod type of person.
Yeah.
And I've got a saying that I say a lot, but I won't say it on camera because it's kind of got language involved in it. But it's like, some people like to bling bling, look at me type thing. Well, I'm rusted busted.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the reason I did the Raptor on this one. A lot of people, there's either two things when it comes to Raptor in a vehicle. People either love it or they hate it. There's no in between.
But so low maintenance.
Yeah. It's one of these. I'm not worried about scratching it. I'm not worried about getting it dirty. I take a pressure washer to it and go on.
Be done.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have to worry about it.
No.
Of course, when I redid the tub, what little bit of rust there was gone. And of course, before the Raptor was shot on it, the tub was completely sealed with epoxy primer. So
you took it to the metal and brought it back up. So I know one of the big discussions about doing a Raptor liner or any kind of liner like that is like how it holds rust.
Right.
Well, the trick to it all is
get the rust out. Yeah. And that's what I did. I took probably more pains with it than I truly had to.
Yeah, but it's going to be there. You've sealed this tub. It's not going anywhere, because first you did the epoxy primer, which is a sealant in its own.
Right.
Then you done the liner on top of that. You're good.
And it's a 32-year-old vehicle. If it lasts another 32 years, chances are I'm not probably going to be around. So the kids can fight over it, all of those deals.
Tyson would be like, hey, I helped build it. I'm driving. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, he's been my ride or die. He's been with us. He went with us to Cave City. He went with me over to Eastern Kentucky, Louisville.
It's always a good time hanging out with him.
Well, plus too, when we did the diesel conversion, he actually helped me swing the engine, transmission, and transfer case into the frame when I got everything done. So he's had his hands in it as well.
When I first got my YJ, my 91, wrong gear, I still find that sweet spot for it. When I first got my 91, it was an absolute basket case.
Right.
And I got it to the house. My son, at that time, he was up north seeing his mom, because she did live up around Chicago area. And it was a mad hustle. I wanted that rig together before I picked him up at the airport.
Right.
I wanted to pick him up in it. And it was a mad hustle. I got it done because it was just, the rig, it was almost a parts rig.
Right.
And I pulled up at the airport. Who's like, his eyes real big? Yes.
Well, this one, this was my daily. And it wound up typical YJ, had to rot in the back end of the frame. And that's what led to all this. And it was one of them, it's kind of like I went down the rabbit hole when I got started on it. I was just going to cap the back of the factory frame, and I wound up finding the donor frame.
Yeah.
And that's what led to what you see today.
Now you ended up with your other frame.
Yep.
And I've already started trimming it up for rust bucket.
Well, at least I know it went to a good home, so.
Yeah, I dropped a couple teaser videos on rust bucket. It's going to do real well when I get it back in action on the channel. But it's one of those builds to where anybody can build a junk rig in their driveway,
right,
and get out and beat on it and have a good time. That's what it's all about.
And that's one thing we've talked about. People talk about this being like rocket science. It's not. If you can turn a wrench, you can do what we're doing.
Yeah. And these rigs are so easy to work on. There's not a whole lot of science behind them.
No.
Cut up that way.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you do like I do and you get rid of all the electronic stuff.
Oh, this is the most simplistic engine you could ever get hold of. Mechanical diesel, whether it be the BT4s, the 12s, or whatever, the mechanical injection systems.
Yep.
They are the simplest you'll ever find.
You got fuel and compression, you've got to run an engine.
That's it. The only thing you need to be able to do is shut the fuel off.
Exactly. and I know it doesn't really pick it up on the camera as well, but where we're at here in South Central Kentucky, this is hills and hollows, and we're driving up and down hills and hollows here, and you can tell the little engine doesn't have any trouble getting itself around. It's far.
Any luck it may be doing is because I'm not used to driving in all these sweet spots.
It's anything but weak or gutless, and that was one of the, that was one of the things that, why would you, right here, why would you build something that's going to be, be weak or not have any power? I mean, for what it is.
Oh, it's awesome.
And here we are at the overlook.
Now look for a good photo angle. I can turn it like this right here and catch all that in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick, jump out.
Right. There you go. There you go. You can get all your hill stuff. There you go. That'd make a beautiful, beautiful picture for you.
Excuse me, sir.
See, sitting there idling. Fan, yeah, see, it's sitting there. Just it'll creep up on you, but then when you get to moving, it's kind of, yeah.
So all that walk around you guys just seen us do, get pictures of this and that. This thing's been sitting here idling, as you've been seeing. 186 degrees, 100.
I think it's fluctuating.
It's fluctuating a little bit, yeah.
Well, it's my plug. I know what it is.
Okay.
But it'll sit there. If you'll sit here and let it idle for any length of time, it'll creep up between 190 upward to 200. But I mean, outside of it, but that's not common. But as soon as you start back down the road,
Yeah, it's gonna drop right
yeah,
back
it's going to
down.
drop down because we're not turning any RPM. We're just idling. So
And bear in mind, that's no fan running.
yeah, the
No
fan's not kicked on.
It does not have a belt-driven fan.
No, it's electric fan. So all right,
Let's go.
let's roll. Clear, right?
All right. Clear.
May have to wind up clipping that plug back in, checking it before it's over. It's just a weather pack connector. Every once in a while it gets a little hinky.
So which way goes what now? All right.
Going right takes toward Albany, Kentucky, and then left takes us back toward the way we come from.
That'll work. I love that sound.
It's a straight 2-inch exhaust, no muffler, no resonator. I mean, it's 2-inch from the
With the turbo back.
Yeah, from the exhaust manifold back. Yeah, off the exhaust side of the turbo. And it's not overly loud. I mean,
No, it's not at all. I mean, you know, from a hot rodder point of view, it's not. I mean, it's right. It
Yeah.
just sounds good. It's perfect.
it's got a voice.
Yeah, it does.
It's got a voice.
It's
So
not loud, obnoxious, but it says, "Hey, here I am. Respect."
I get a lot of looks, especially if I'm sitting still, you know, at the gas station or something, and I crank it up. You know.
You're like, "Wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
What?"
One of the first guys that saw it out in public when I was filling it up, he's like, "Man, something's wrong with that. It sounds like something's wrong." No, not a thing wrong with it.
When I was hiking the falls of Burgess, hiking the trails of Burgess Falls the other day, I was on my way home. I stopped off at a Sonic, and I sat there and I heard something just had a pretty mean little chop to it, a fast, choppy sound.
Right.
A TJ pulled up beside of it, had a cam. It had to be a Cammed LS in it. I didn't ask him anything about it, and I didn't talk to him about it, but it had that fast roller cam chop to it. Good looking TJ, and you can tell he wheels it too. It had a little bit of body damage. Yeah, that's all right. This morning I was kind of thinking about rust bucket. I'm not putting that 305 in it. But then I've got a 351 Windsor, transmission, transfer case, everything set waiting to drop in something.
Right.
And so I've been kind of tossing around that, but I got to figure I'm going to run that doubler, that Dana 300 case I got from you. I want to run that doubler, so I got to figure out what to do with a doubler if I want to do that.
Right.
So it's one, the 350. I've got a 5-speed for it, but I want it to be automatic. I prefer wheeling a stick. It's just more fun.
Right.
But I've got some, I don't know, how do I say, some media reasons why I want it to be automatic. There's a friend of mine, she's an upcoming country music artist. Check her out, Brenna Bone, she's awesome. We've talked about using one of my rigs for doing her country music videos and stuff. Okay, she can't drive a stick, you know?
Right.
So Rust Bucket being what it is, it's such a unique build, it would do great and stuff like that, so I really need it to be automatic for media reasons.
Right. We lied a while ago. I didn't notice it.
What?
I see that no, we're good. Fan did kick on. That's the second time the fan's kicked on because we're a little over 13 volts. It dropped down, normally runs about 14.5 volts on the voltmeter.
Yeah.
it did get warm enough, so it's the second time the fans kicked on.
Oh, okay.
All summer, so 200-degree switch, so, and that's fine. It's doing what it's supposed to. We're running about 177 degrees, so there's no danger in it getting hot.
Another reason too, the guy I used to work with, I worked at IT at college campus in Nashville. He had a Plymouth Fury, had a full 46 pack in it.
Yep.
He loaned that car out to some music video stuff. There's some kind of organization in Nashville that you put your rig on a list, and they'll use it in music videos, and you get paid for it.
Right.
So again, you know, Rust Bucket being an oddball build, that's one thing he said. They don't want, you know, your Chrysler LeBaron or some crap like that. They want some unique look stuff. And so with the Rust Bucket being what it is, you know, a rat rod style build, and it being automatic, it just kind of helps in that respect, I guess.
Right.
And I don't have a Chevrolet automatic transmission, but I do have a Ford one.
Put it in third gear and give her some gas, driver. There you go.
There it is. I'll just cruise the top.
Oh, okay. You can see it's got plenty of torque. We're running along third gear at about 45 mile an hour, and it just
We're a little over 40 miles an hour, as sweet as it can be.
yeah. Cadillac's right along. I mean, it doesn't have any trouble getting around. Constantly since we left down before we were doing the walk around stuff, this is a constant uphill pull that we're going up to. I mean, it doesn't look like it on the camera, but it's a constant uphill pull, and
It is, yeah.
until it has no trouble getting itself around.
We're running solid 50 miles an hour right now.
Oh yeah, and not even trying.
No.
In third gear.
Yep.
I've done a lot of driving up and down hills. I've taken it up in some pretty gnarly place as far as hills and hollows, back roads and stuff. Just to push it to see what it would do, and it's not had any trouble. I mean, the re-gear will help it immensely as far as drivability is concerned. But I mean, for what
it really has no drivability issues.
No.
But that would just give it its fine tuned to where it's just about putting RPMs in its sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
And looking, we'll talk about that more on the re-gear side of it. But yeah, it's that 1800 to 2200 RPM range. That's where this little thing loves to run at, and it's happy as a lark at that.
And right now, I've said I'd say 2000 RPMs right now.
Yeah.
As long as I keep the throttle in that range, just like I can drive it by the throttle.
Yeah. Well, that's the industrial diesel. Yeah. That rack is set up to maintain that RPM, whether it be due to driving a gearbox, hydraulic pumps, whatever the case may be, it's designed to hold that RPM. And you'll hear that lug or that surge at times. That's what it's doing, is it's getting that RPM where it needs to be. Through this next little old stretch where we get out of these curves up here, we'll hit that long stretch 127. You can just get her up fourth gear and let her run.
All right.
That's only but downfall about down through here. You've got switchbacks.
These are my favorite kind of roads.
Oh, me
right
too.
here. That's the reason I was running so slow back there. I'm just chilling. I ain't no hurry. I'm just chilling.
Oh, that's me. That's what's wrong with the world today. People in too much of a hurry to get anywhere or to get nowhere fast. You know, people need to learn to slow down, take time to look at the world around them.
Slow down, just take in the world, take in positivity. There's just too much negativity in the
Right.
world. If you need a reason to relax, buy a Jeep. I mean,
Right.
really.
Well, I don't know. They've been known to cause a lot of anxiety too,
Well.
so you know.
And that's actually a good video that, well, since you've got a lot of experience and background of it all, you know, we can team up to make the video saying what to look for in buying a Jeep, you know.
Right, right.
You know, rust in the frames. There's so much different things you can look at.
Well, I bought this off of a friend. He had originally went to look at it, and I told him, you know, this wasn't, you know, I'd owned the YJ before, and I said, here's what you need to look for. And he went and bought it, brought it back. We looked it over, and it looked solid.
Yeah.
And he's got some health issues, and of course it's sitting on the lift and everything else. It just, he didn't want to have to mess with lowering it. It already had a lift under it and everything.
Right.
So he wound up letting me have it for what he had in it. And
Okay.
the first trip, I guess you could say, that I took it on, we drove down about 2 hours south of Birmingham, Alabama on a hog hunt. I drove it down there, and roads beat. We found out what the problem was with the frame. Then when coming back, it beat the frame to death on it.
Yeah.
That's when we found out that we had frame rot in the rear shackles.
You know, there's times I wish I was a big enough YouTuber that I had a camera crew follow me around.
Right.
Because when I first got Rust Bucket, it was absolutely hilarious
Right.
when I got it. Because Rust Bucket is named Rust Bucket for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a $1 POS, straight up. So I bought it from the guy for like $300, and I really bought it for parts. What I originally got it for.
Right.
When I drove it home, it ran so good. I was like, hey, you know what? I need a wheel rig.
Right.
Something I can get out and just beat on.
Right.
And so I got it at the house. I'm checking with this and that, and stay straight. All right.
Let her eat.
All right. So at the time we had emissions in Sumter County to where we got, you know, you got to get sniffed to get your tags and all that kind of crap. And full scared.
Yep. 60 mile an hour at about 1700 RPM.
Smooth as silk. I mean, one finger on the wheel, but you guys can't see that, but one finger, she just is easy to drive. So I'm taking to get the sniffer thing done, right?
Do what?
I'm taking to get the emissions thing done, Rust Bucket.
Right.
And I stopped at this light, and I said, what the crap, the left front tire fell off of it.
Right. Good Lord.
Well, in my rushing of trying to get stuff done, I forgot to tighten up the lug nuts.
Yeah, that was one of those when I first did a couple of road tests. We had a little bit of a death wobble develop all of a sudden, and I realized that I hadn't torqued the shackle bolts down. So,
Oh, yeah, I remember talking about that, yeah.
And that cured that. So, and that's another thing too. This thing's got 2-inch shackles on it. There's no real need for it.
Right.
I'll just drop her back down to a stock shackle or just above a stock shackle boomerang and call it good.
So Dad was behind me in his TJ, so we took a lug nut off each one of his wheels to get mine back on. Motorcycle cop pulls up beside of us. He's like, you guys all right? You guys all right? Yeah, we good, we good. He looked at us and says, that's a piece of
Yeah.
I said, really, dude? Really? But then, like I said, the rust thing kicks in, so by the time I get from to the emission place and back, the floorboard's rusted out so bad, the seat's starting to drop into the floor.
Oh, Lord.
I'm leaning over like this right here, driving and trying to get home. The seat's about to fall through the floorboard. The frame broke on the way home because of rust. Yeah, that poor rig is junk. But she's gonna be fun when it comes to life.
Right. Talking about seats, what do you think about the Grand Caravan seats?
Yeah, definitely.
They're comfortable. I mean, that's.
I'm digging the whole armrest thing.
Well,
My Tahoe has that. I was like, yeah. Yeah, these Grand Caravan seats, definitely recommend. They're comfortable. They really don't feel like they set up any higher than YJ seats.
They really don't. Now they have a smidge more kickback to them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I've got a whopping $58 in the seats. The pieces of cold roll plate steel, which is 11 gauge, 1/8 inch, and then a gallon of simple green to clean the seats up. So.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Well, we still got Barker, I think.
Okay. But I mean, here we are driving along. People's talking about it being slow. We're fourth gear, 64. Each one of those ticks is 4 mile an hour. 64 mile an hour, fourth gear.
Run about 1,700 off RPMs. She's not lugging, nothing. She's rolling.
Now, when we do the 373s, that will put it at about 2,100 RPM and 55 in fourth gear, which is where it needs to be. We just
I can see them now.
Yeah, but it's anything but what people thought it was going to be.
I mean, it's just so comfortable. I mean, you got some vehicles that, if they're underpowered, they become laborious to drive.
Right.
This thing is just so relaxed driving. I mean, I also have to fight my 4.0 more to drive it than I do this. I really do.
It's fun to drive.
It is. I mean, even though the shackles, you know, I know you got it like that.
Yeah.
But even with extended shackles, it doesn't drive as, it doesn't wander as much.
No, it doesn't dart.
No.
It does. Yeah, it's not all over the place.
It screws with the camera so bad, it makes them, a lot of times it makes them real darty. You want them to jump around.
Right.
It's smooth.
Well, like I said, I drove it to the last meet we went to, and like I said, that was up next to Louisville, and that was a 4-hour round trip. I sat there and I kicked the second armrest down, and I just sat there with 2 fingers on each side of the wheel and just drove. I mean,
I got my palm laying upon it just because I'm just chill, relaxing.
Right.
I mean, honestly, like 1 finger right now, and I put it anywhere I want it.
Right. And that's what I wanted you to see. I wanted you to actually get some good wheel time behind it to get a really good feel for it.
Yeah, I totally appreciate the drive, man. Absolutely.
Well, you've been with me from the beginning on it, and it's only fitting. Here we are. We're not done yet.
No.
But you've seen it come from a rolling chassis into fruition to a driving vehicle, and it's and the people on the channel have seen it come together. And hang a light up here at the left, up here at the light. I'll stop and we'll get us something to drink. We'll take us a break, and we'll get out and figure if you need to re-battery or whatever. Yeah, hang a left right here, and we'll go Casey's up here. Now, you've had some wheel time behind it. You've driven it at highway speeds and whatnot. Now, let me ask you.
What's that?
If you had to compare it to the 4-liter out of the gate, through the gears, on the road, how would it compare to a 4-liter?
That's a really good question, honestly. The 4-liter is more of a higher RPM engine. That's what everybody knows.
Right.
And it doesn't pick its torque band up until you start getting into 2,000, 2,500 RPM.
Exactly.
So coming up off idle, this thing's going to pull the guts out of a 4.0. And it's just, you don't, with a 4.0, I feel like you got to drive that engine.
Yep.
This, you just go.
Well, when you come off the clutch,
right there, nothing.
It's there.
Yeah, it's
there.
I mean, this is actually easier to drive than a 4.0.
Yep. That's kind of what I thought. And to me, like I said, from a standing start through the gears, to me, it's got more behind it than than the 4-liter that come out of it. And my 4-liter only had 65,000 miles on it to come out of it.
Oh yeah,
it was
that broke even.
Yeah, it was a reman crate engine.
Yeah.
And
I love that sound right there.
Oh yeah. Put dinosaurs in and smoke comes out.
That's it.
But you know, and that's what gets me. What really fascinated me was the responsiveness of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially compared to driving a 4-liter. I've owned the 2.5 as well as the 4-liter in the YJ, and there's no comparison to them.
No, I mean, I've driven several 2.5s, and I'm not. Anybody's listening to my channel knows I'm not really a 2.5 fan.
Right.
But it's just because box body Mustang. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I got one at the house, so how's it? Okay, brain back over here, but 84 Fox back there, totally side.
But talking about, you know, you said you wasn't a 2.5 fan.
But yeah, they're great engines. They are awesome.
Yeah.
Engines. They just need geared better.
Right.
From the factory, they really do.
Well, I mean, they come, you know, your 2.5s come from the factory with 410s in them.
Yes.
And you know, the one I had, it ran okay for around town, but you're not going to win any speed race or any race with it. And that was one of the to the gentleman that made the comment, this thing's going to make the 2.5 look like a Ferrari Testarossa. Buddy, you couldn't be more wrong.
No, at all.
We're offside somewhere, we'll park, go and get something to drink.
This will eat a 2.5 for lunch. Even if you wanted to like do a heads up drag race, 2.5 ain't got nothing.
So, yeah, I mean, I just, you know, like I said, we're 15 going on 1,600 miles into the build, and it's just, the more I drive it, the better I like it. And it's only going to get better.
And, you know, this is actually a question I was going to ask you later in the interview type things. Like, you know, we discussed earlier, if there's something different you could do to this thing for something you could change. And even the wheel time I've had into it just today, you know, of course in the past too, but we were just goofing off playing. But legit road time, other than you talked about the re-gear, I cannot, nothing. I can't come up with anything that says it needs something different.
That was what, you know, that's what I was going to say. The only thing that I would change on it in any way, shape, form, or fashion right now, and even from our first test drives, you know, we said back then that the re-gear will, you know, may very well be in it, but in driving it with, you know, 1,500 going on 1,600 miles on it and a lot of road time on it, that's the only thing I would change is the gearing. Yeah.
And honestly, with a build like this, knowing you need to re-gear it now, it's because it was from a learning experience of once you got to know what the engine's capabilities, where its RPM band was. You had no idea about that when you first put it together. You didn't know that.
You know, and you know, the only thing that I could go off of is looking at where the engine was ready to run.
Yeah.
Looking at paperwork. Right. And looking at paper figures, and then the experience I had with a 4-liter where it liked to run. I knew that it would be compatible.
Yes. Yeah, we did we said we're not doing the math.
We did the math on that. But you know, like I said, I've talked to some guys that are in the know, and that's something I was going to wait till we got later on into it. Yeah. You know, I talked to them about turbo. I talked to them about fuel, this, that, and other. Now, guys, for the people on the channel, the only modification that's been done to this engine is I've removed the factory EGR assembly. It still has the tamper guards on all the fuel settings. Okay. The pump and everything. Nothing's been turned on it.
Same turbo, same everything.
Same turbo, same fuel adjustments. The guy that told me that, and he's worked on these things for a living, he said, gear it and drive it. He said, he said, you've drove a big truck before. He said, drive it like a big truck. That's what you got gears for. And he said, with the longevity and the service life of what those engines are designed to, he said, it will outlast the Jeep 3 to 1.
And that's, you said just drive it, and that's where I was having the complication getting used to this. I'm so used to driving the 4.0 where you got to drive that engine.
Yeah, you have
to drive that engine.
This drives itself.
This drives itself. You just got to know where the sweet spot is in its RPM, so let it roll.
Now, for the people on the channel, this is somewhat, I guess you could say, of a mall crawler or a pavement prince. It's you know, it's I didn't build it to beat and thrash.
Oh yeah, that I'm with you with.
But now let me ask you this. Now, this is something I was going to ask you later on since we got to that. Could you imagine if I would have 4-linked this, put 1 tons under it with 488s or 513s and lockers?
Ooh-wee. 513s definitely with a gear and everything. I mean, this thing was got 308 gears, and you sent me that video of it going chug, chug, chug up that hill and just idle on its own. 513s on tons, and this thing would be a beast.
Now, you couldn't stop it.
for a rock crawler, it would absolutely be awesome. Now, for RPM, stuff like mud or something like that, that's not what it's made for.
But if you was going to build it for a crawler,
But for a straight up
Oh
chrome,
my gosh, it would be a demon.
It would be, yeah, no doubt. It would be so much fun. I mean, because like I said, you just drive it by the throttle. You don't need clutch to get it up in RPMs. Like with the 4.0, sometimes you got to work that clutch, get them RPMs up. This thing is all throttle. And it would be great on 513s
Right.
on tons.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And 4-link.
Yeah. Oh.
But again, so it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with you. We're going to grab a cold drink here, and we'll be back with you in a minute.
That's right. So we've been riding around talking about doing the rig gear on your rig.
Right.
Here's the 8.8.
Yep. This, of course, I got this in. Of course, we've got it tore down right now. It was a junkyard find, limited slip, 37388, which, you know, that's going to be the same thing what you're running under.
Yeah, but 91.
Your 91.
The 373 limited slip, yeah.
And of course, right now, as you can see, I've got the diff cover off of it. The axles, this axle, the C-clips are out. Here's the C-clips for it. We went ahead and procured this as a rough stuff kit. We're not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for an 8.8 swap kit, this is some of your rough stuffs.
Dude, look at this. I mean, it's beefy stuff.
Yep.
And actually, under my rig, I'm running rough stuff conversion kit, and yes.
And as you can see, it's got multiple pin locations. If you need to slide your diff, you know, one way or the other, you've got spacing. But I mean, everything is laser cut on that stuff, and as you can see, that's a man's going to have to do a little bit of, going to have to take a flat disc to it and get it to where it's actually, I mean, it's tight. Yeah. The tolerances are tight.
Yes, they are. But whenever I put mine in, it was pretty much a straightforward setup.
Right.
And I hate that I didn't really video the process of me putting that in. That's the reason it's really a great opportunity to do this one.
That's what we're going to do here. So.
Because the day I was putting my 8.8 in, I was people in and out of my driveway. I was being rushed. And it's like, you know what? There's no way. Y'all have no idea how hard it is to run a YouTube channel. Good Lord.
Well, and that, you know, that's what we were talking about. You know, like I said, and we've mentioned it time and time again today. But the rig gear, I could re-gear the Dana 35, but like I said, at the end of the day, what have you got? You still got a Dana 35. You got a 27 spline axle. You got drum brakes. You got an open diff. For what it would cost me to, and guys, that's something to consider. If you're going to re-gear, do something like that. What it would cost me to re-gear the 35. That bought the 8.8.
8.8.
Yeah,
already set up and ready to roll.
Now, granted,
aside from the kit,
Now we've got some other stuff
we're tossing around that
it's not been done yet. Let's put it that way. On a YJ that we know of.
Right.
But I opened everything up on this one when I got it here. I drained it out. The oil looked good in it. I took a dial indicator and put on it and checked the backlash. The factory backlash was 8 to 15 thousandths. I think it's coming at 10.5 or 11 thousandths dry.
You're good, yeah.
That's what it came into. And that was what I was wanting to see. Just make sure that the clutches were still good. All that was still good. And
your wear pattern's good on your teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everything looked good. It's a little bit long, but I don't know how many miles on it. This come out of a V8 Explorer.
Okay.
A 96 V8 Explorer is what this one come out of. But for what it was going to cost to re-gear the 35 and knowing that I was going to have to do it, you know, it was a junkyard find, 373, limited slip. Next best thing to a locker.
It really is. And I whipped my 373 limited slip on my 91. I whipped the snot out of it, and that limited slip has done a great job. Now, is it if you was to like a spool or like a straight up locker? No, but I trust me, it hasn't failed me. My front, I'm running a Spartan locker on the front, and I've run black level trails. So the 8.8 LSDs, no problem.
Yeah, and with what I'm doing, you know. I'm going, like I said, we're going to do the 8.8 swap. We've got something else we're looking into, and that's that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, he's got a machinist background. I've got a CAD engineering background, and we've got some ideas we're tossing around that if we can figure out how to pull this off, it's an awesome idea.
It'll be a really neat idea.
Yes, it will.
And like I said, the front, of course, the Dana 30, it's a little different. You know, a 355 or 410 Dana 30 is no problem to find. A high opinion 373 is a different story.
Right.
Like I said, I can go ahead and buy a master ring and pinion kit.
Yeah, I got a Yukon master kit.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Or I have a lead on a non-CAD high opinion 373 Dana 30.
Cool.
And it would require a road trip to get.
Okay, and it's also got the one with the WJs.
Well, it come up under Comanche.
Okay,
it's a Comanche front end. So,
right.
So those a diesel at that. if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the factory diesels is what it come out of.
Sweet.
But it's a non-CAD, and that's kind of one of the things that we were talking about. You know, when I get the Dana 35 out, it's a good 35. The only thing that had to be done to it when I took it out, I put a new pinion seal in the front of it. My Dana 30 up front, if I was to go with the non-CAD, make the road trip to get it, which is mid-Missouri, if I was to do that, I would probably go ahead and sell my 30 once it come out, because my 30's done had the CAD delete done. Right. You know, I've already done all that. It's a good differential.
And there's a lot of people out there probably would like to, because this saves them the work.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And kind of like with the issue with, you know, you may have to run all the way to Missouri from Kentucky to go and get it, but it saves you the work, and there's a lot of money involved there too. Yeah. And it's a non-CAD. I mean, but it's one of those things, you know.
They have to redo spring purchase and stuff like that, but at the same time, I mean, it's, you know, we got access to a lift. I've got access to welders. You know, I mean, that's just a matter of decisions and logistics. And the logistics is not a bad. It's only driving. And I mean, you know, I know a 16-year-old kid, and I know another guy that runs a YouTube channel that we could probably make a weekend run out.
Road trip.
Yeah, a road trip. But at the same time, you know, in the grand scheme of things, like you had asked, what would I do different? And this is it. You know, when I was talking about the re-gear, you know, I had kind of tossed around. Of course, you've already done it on your 91. You said, you know, but you know, here's what and then that's one thing. Chuck's been wonderful on this throughout the whole thing. I've had a lot of really positive feedback from him and other people. You know, it's like he said, I've already done the 8/8 swap. Look into that, and that's
my 8/8 swap, because I kept breaking Dana 35s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've had no trouble with this one, but at the same time, I don't use mine like you do. Mine was a daily before I started this.
Yeah, except both of them was an opinion issue. I mean, like 2 Dana 35s, and I was like, I ain't doing this again. Right. I went to the junkyard. Right. Actually, there's a junkyard right down the road where I used to work. They do those wheelbarrow sales. Yeah, right. And they was running this
for whatever you can carry. You know,
yeah. So I got a 8.8 out the door, lug nut to lug nut, all brakes, cables, e-brake cable, everything. $75.
You did better than me. I think out the door with this one, and it's them pulling it. I didn't have to do anything except I drove up there. that morning, talked to the guy, you know, Michael Grinsley here in Russell County. You know, great guy. Okay. Hats off to those guys. But I went out there. He's my go-to guy. It's where I got the junkyard seats at for the.
Oh, those seats are awesome.
But you know, I called him up and I said, "Hey, this one." He said, "How much for a 4 and 8/8?" Yeah. And I went up there and looked around and said, "How much?" He said, "If you pull it, $150.
Okay. Still not bad.
If we pull it, $250. And I said,
there you go.
Jerry Maguire, I showed him the money. Yeah. And, you know, of course, that was, you know, I went back that afternoon, back to pick up in.
Yeah, I remember you called me, told me you was on your way to go get it. Well, you actually texted me, told me you was on the way to get it.
Yeah, and I mean, I pulled in. They took the forklift, set it right down in the bed of the Dodge. I brought it down here to the shop. I took the forklift here, loaded it, put it where you see, and it's been sitting here ever since. And like I said, it's not a matter of if, but when it transpires, because that's the only right now, and that could change. Like I said, I could hit the key on it a little bit, and it may yeet the turbo off of it. Who knows? But as it stands right now,
I don't see any issues with that rig. I mean, it just runs so smooth, effortlessly, and it's a diesel. They run forever.
Exactly. And like I said, in talking with some guys that are in the know on these engines, you know, with me not messing with fuel, with me not messing with turbos, not turning it up, I don't have to worry about EGTs, burning it down, melting it down. It's just maintaining it. And here's the thing to look at. Look at the service life on construction equipment. Yeah. That's what this motor come out of.
Exactly.
Now, we know how well, no sarcasm, we know how well this kind of industrial equipment's maintained.
This ain't holding up his arm right now. It's getting heavy.
Exactly. But one of those things, with regular service, stuff like that, the thing will last forever.
Yes, it will.
So,
I mean, look at your 4BTs, 6BTs, stuff like that. I mean, just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles.
7.3s. Look at them. I mean, exactly. And this is no different. And you've driven it now, and it was one of them. I didn't talk it up, guys. When Chuck got here today, it was one of them. We had planned this, and you know, I told him, I said, just get in and drive it.
And actually, this video actually spawned from a comment from one of the YouTube subscribers. I sent him a screenshot of, like, there's a part of the YouTube thing that, you know, I can put hey guys, give me some ideas for videos, whatever. It's just all in text, or I can drop a picture in, something like that. And somebody replied back, we want more of that diesel YJ. And I sent him a screenshot of it. He said, well, come on up, let's do a test drive. Yeah. So it was you subscribers that helped this happen, this video here.
When it comes to the YJ, and even on my project, let us know what you guys want to see. Like Chuck was talking earlier, we've got some really neat stuff in store. It'll probably be after the winter break because we've still got stuff to do. But that's not too terribly far off.
It really is.
We're in the tail end of the year now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys want to see. Like I said, we've still got stuff coming for the little diesel. Chuck's got some really neat stuff coming for some of his stuff that he's working on, and I mean it's still things. But let us know what you want to see.
That's right. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit me with a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave some cool comments down below. Peace. Later, y'all.